It's been over a year since they left. Isn't it about time they get over it? Well, if you have been thinking something like this, like when will someone get over the experience of domestic violence or narcissistic abuse, coercive control, I get it because it seems like they've left. Now maybe they feel safe and they actually don't typically feel safe. And the healing process from this is long term. And so what survivors want you to know is that they have these internal struggles and that it is a long-term healing process. So this is video 7 of this video series in everything you need to know to support a survivor of domestic violence or narcissistic abuse without victim blaming. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the internal struggles of a survivor. So throughout the relationship, first of all, they've been isolated. They have been broken down, made to feel worthless, and made to feel crazy. And just because they left doesn't mean that that goes away. So that indecisiveness, the self-doubt, the lack of trust is still there because, even if the relationship was only a year long, it's going to take a lot longer to gain that back. And so they still very often feel like they are the crazy ones. They will question themselves whether they are taking it too seriously, or maybe they'll minimize their experience, say, well, it's not as bad as, someone who was murdered by their ex-partner or whose child was murdered or abused or something like that. And so there is constant self-doubt, questioning, because nothing they did or felt was ever right in the relationship with their abusive partner. So they were gaslit to not trust their own feelings. They weren't allowed to make choices because if they made the wrong choice, then there were ramifications and consequences, right? They have been basically brainwashed to feel like they can't make choices. And so even in reaching out to you for support, they will likely be indecisive. Should I reach out? Should I be able to do this on my own? If I reach out, what's going to happen? They're going to think I'm crazy. They're going to think I'm paranoid. And so I'm not going to reach out. So there are a lot of things that are going on internally. One of the other things that's going on internally is their nervous system. So in order for their nervous system, like their lizard brain, which is solely about keeping them safe and alive, is telling them not to trust people because they thought they could trust this person, their soulmate, who turned out to be horrifically abusive and a total scam. So their lizard brain is saying, nope, you can't make good choices, see? So we're just not going to trust anybody, including yourself. And so it takes a lot of time to retrain your lizard brain. It takes a lot of safe experiences with other people for that part of their brain to say, okay, some people are safe. You can make some good decisions. And so it's not just that they don't want to get over it. Everyone that I've worked with just really wants it to be over and they want to be over it. And they just can't do it right away. If you've experienced trauma, the healing timeline is not on your preferred timeline. So what can you do? One, you can be consistent. Consistency is a way to retrain that lizard brain to let them know that you are a safe person, as long as you're doing safe things. If you are consistently not safe, then they will know not to trust you. But that inconsistency with safety and not safety is what their abuser does. So if you are showing any of that, so victim blaming to then offering support. You are going to feel similar to their abuser and they won't trust. And so I know that that's not in anybody's like goal. If you're watching this, you're not wanting to feel like the abusive person. But that is what their nervous system is going to pick up from you if you're inconsistent. Does that mean you have to be present every moment of every day? No, nope, that's not realistic either. But when you are with that person, you are compassionate, you're willing to listen, you're offering maybe logistical help. You are consistent with your boundaries. And so if you need to take time and you can't listen in that moment because you're overwhelmed with something else, or you're just not going to be able to listen, letting them know those compassionate boundaries will help that consistency. So they will see that you are a safe person. It's okay to not know what to say and to say that. Like, I'm not even sure what to say with that, about that. Or I wish I had the words to really help you, but I'm here. And then that other piece is because they are going to be fearful of reaching out to you, just checking in on them every now and then consistently so that they know you're still there. So just know that there is a huge internal healing battle going on. They may be triggered and you may be like, what was triggering about that? Something was. And they're needing to do that healing and working through that. So know that they are working on it. Know that they just need safe experiences, consistent safe experiences. Know that making choices is hard. And I don't want to forget to say this, and it's important to allow them to make choices by allowing them autonomy. So if you find yourself picking up the pieces, so to say, and trying to make all the decisions for your loved one, that's actually not helpful, because that is what they experienced in the relationship, and they experienced the loss of autonomy. So allowing them autonomy, maybe talking through decisions with them, but giving them the final say and giving them permission. That it sounds weird, like I'm going to give you permission to make a decision about your life, but they may need that from you. So those are all the things that you can do to kind of just be aware of and help with that more internal struggle. So I hope that was helpful. This series is hopefully going to be helpful for you and just understanding. If you want more information, the information will be in the caption below, but you can reach me by going to Rising Beyond Power and Control, searching that. I'm Sybil Cummin, and I hope that you can gain something from this to help a survivor.